Good evening. Welcome to the Middletown High School Class of 2020 180th Commencement. Would everyone please stand and join the members of the Middletown High School Senior Choir under the direction of Miss Stephanie Zach as they perform the National Anthem, followed by the Middletown High School Alma Mater.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Through the 4 short years of high school, in the classroom, on the field, on the stage, and in the hallway, the dragon pride will never yield. Friends will remember ever fondly those Middletown days they knew, with integrity and respect abounding for the Columbia and Navy blue. Valiantly we strive to be proud blue dragons, brave and strong, ever determined to be worthy, ever seeking to belong in our fight for excellence, to be prepared and true. We show our dragon colors, always the Columbia and Navy blue.
Good evening, Superintendent Dr. Connor, Chief of Academics Dr. Parvey, Chief of Operations Mr. Gaylord, Board of Education Chairperson Ms. Kane, Board of Education members, Mayor Florsheim, members of the City Council, distinguished guests, Middletown High School faculty, family, friends, and the class of 2020. This evening commemorates the 180th consecutive year Middletown High School has issued diplomas. If all the orchestrated details masterfully align, you should be watching this virtual graduation after your drive-through commencement ceremony. You will have received your personalized senior celebration sign, your swag bag filled with senior gifts, drove under the congratulations banner on Main Street, and added special items to the Class of 2020 time capsule. Although this is my 8th speech as the MHS principal, this is the most difficult to craft. I could tell you all the things I would normally say to the graduates, but nothing about the conclusion of your senior year was normal. I could talk about your tremendous academic, artistic, and athletic accomplishments, and more importantly, your student agency and activism. However, today, instead of being outside at the stadium under a beautiful blue sky with you sitting on the field in front of me, I'm recording this speech in the Blue Tube studio to comply with social distancing mandates. So for now, this is our new normal. Our last in-person day together for the 2019-2020 school year was March 13th, And since March 30th, you have been learning and creating through the virtual Google world, Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Forms, Google Meets, with a sprinkling of Khan Academy and Kahoot and other electronic platforms. You have had to be more self-motivated, more patient, and more resilient than anyone could have imagined. But you did it, and your day to shine is finally here. The pandemic we're experiencing should and will change all of our futures. Teachers had to change their traditional way of delivering instruction almost overnight, and you had to shift from an in-person collaborative approach to a more independent virtual reality. Due to this shift, I know educators will continue to analyze every aspect of how to provide the most equitable, personalized, and relevant instruction to their students. School as you experienced it may never look the same again. As you commence to the next chapter of your life, I hope you will continue to support each other as a community and not accept the status quo. As former President Obama said in his recent virtual graduation speech, leave behind all the old ways of thinking that divide us, sexism, racial prejudice, status, greed, and set the world on a different path. If any class can set this world on a different path, I know it is the class of 2020. You care deeply about social justice, equity, and access for all. You are bold, caring, and strong individuals, but together you will succeed in making this world a better place. Whether you have plans to join the military, head straight to a career, or future education, I know you will do great things. You may not remember this speech, but please remember, I will always have been honored to have been your principal. Congratulations, class of 2020. Never stop learning. Go Blue Dragons!
Good evening. It is my esteemed pleasure to introduce the class president of Middletown High School's class of 2020, Rose Cunningham. Rose is the daughter of Amy and Daniel Cunningham. Rose is an outstanding leader who was committed to making a difference at Middletown High School since the day she arrived. She has served as an instrumental member of the Student Council for 4 years and was entrusted by her peers with the honor of leading them as their class president from 2016 to 2020. Rose's leadership also extended into the multitude of activities and organizations she was involved in while at Middletown High School. An active participant in the athletic program, Rose was a member of the girls' swim and dive team for 4 years and served as co-captain during her senior year. Throughout her high school athletic career, Rose has qualified and competed in the CIAC Connecticut State Open Girls Swimming and Diving Trials and was a 3-time CIAC All-State diver. Additionally, she served as the boys swim and dive team manager and has made many appearances as an anchor on Middletown High School's award-winning Blue Tube channel. In the fall of 2020, Rose will attend Bryant University in Smithfield, Rhode Island, where she will pursue a major in communications and will compete in the Division I women's diving program. Please join me in congratulating the president of Middletown High School's class of 2020, Rose Cunningham.
Good evening and welcome, friends, family, honored guests, and of course, the Middletown High School class of 2020. It has been my honor to serve as your class president throughout these 4 years. Today, because of the efforts of the administration, students, parents, and teachers, we take part in an unprecedented and meaningful graduation. We lost our final semester of academics, sports, and once-in-a-lifetime events. On March 13th, 2020, our school closed for a 2-week period due to the coronavirus. Little did we know that that Friday would be our last day of high school. The last day we walked from class to class with our friends, and the last day our teachers would teach us in person. I would like to take this time to thank our teachers, administration, and town leaders for making it possible for us to complete our studies from home and make this graduation ceremony happen. Due to our country's stay-at-home orders, many families have come together and formed closer relationships than ever before. While visiting my 94-year-old grandmother, Rose, from afar, she began to tell me stories of her high school experience. In 1944, my grandmother was a senior at Middletown High School. Several members of her graduating class volunteered or were drafted to serve during World War II. Because of this, like us, many of her classmates were unable to attend their graduation ceremony. My grandmother shared with me the pain her classmates experienced each time a member of her community lost their lives serving for our country. Her classmates came together and dedicated their yearbook to those who did not return home. As a class, we have also experienced pain and loss. On February 18, 2016, we lost a classmate, teammate, family member, and friend, Jose Trinidad. Jose was a kind-hearted student. He cared deeply for all who crossed his path. Shortly after his passing, we received bracelets in honor of Jose that read, "Be a better you for me." I believe that these past 4 years have made us grow as individuals and helped us build a better community. Together, we have set new boundaries for ourselves. Our sophomore year, the Minority Student Coalition started Middletown's first Black History Month assembly. This year, MSC had their most prominent performance with discussions on colorism, canceled culture, and beneficial teacher-student relationships. They gained recognition from the state capitol, NBC News, the Middletown Press, and were asked to speak at the University of Connecticut. Year after year, our Gay Straight Alliance hands out pink triangles which symbolize LGBTQ identities. This past summer, GSA took part in Middletown's first ever Pride Parade in support of equal rights for all. Sadly, our DECA chapter was unable to compete at their international conference in Tennessee. At DECA's state competition, Middletown had 58 top 3 winners and 2 event sweeps, as well as 2,000 hours of total prep work. Finally, our Blue Dragon Marching Band placed second in their division at the state competition. This was following numerous halftime performances and mini competitions. Middletown High School had a great fall and winter season. Unfortunately, our athletic year was cut short for many of our athletes who planned on concluding their winter season and participating in spring sports. However, there were still many accomplishments prior to this. This fall, our girls swimming and diving team won their conference championship with 7 all-conference athletes and 8 members competing at the state level. The boys soccer team had a winning season, finishing with an all-conference title and 3 all-conference players. We ended our fall athletic season with 89 all-academic athletes. This winter, our boys basketball team won its conference championship with 2 all-conference players, 1 all-state player, and 2 CIAC All-Star Game athletes. Our boys swimming and diving team won their conference meet with 6 all-conference athletes and 14 state qualifiers. Finally, we ended our winter season with 82 all-academic athletes. During this time, we need to remember the enjoyable moments we have already spent together, having fun and creating memories. In October, we went on our senior trip to New York City. A yacht brought us around the Statue of Liberty, with some students experiencing this for the first time. Thanks to the help and support of our student council, we had our first ever outdoor pep rally. Of course, the senior class won each event. Finally, we had our evening of elegance. Students came with their parents and guardians for dinner and dancing. Here, we enjoyed what would be our final formal gathering as the class with friends and family. Although this was never the ending that we envisioned or wanted, as a class, we learned how to overcome these challenges, to make the best of our last few months. Similar to the devastating effects World War II had on my grandmother's class, we will forever have the effect of COVID-19 embedded in our memories. I know our class has the strength and courage to continue to meet all the unknown challenges ahead. Congratulations to the class of 2020. You've done it.
At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce Middletown High School's class of 2020 salutatorian, Shreya Shashardri. Shreya is the daughter of Anand Shajardri and Veda Rajagopalan. While at Middletown High School, Shreya excelled in advanced placement and UConn classes, as well as participating in extracurricular activities, and has received many awards, such as the captain and co-founder of the Middletown High School Science Bowl team, National Honor Society, the New England Math League, and a Carnatic soloist in South Indian classical music. Shreya will be attending the University of Connecticut studying computer science in the fall of 2020. Please join me in welcoming Middletown High School's class of 2020 salutatorian Shreya Shajardri.
Welcome families, friends, honored guests, and the class of 2020. Thank you very much to everyone who has supported this class throughout its journey, especially the caring teachers, counselors, coaches, and staff of Middletown High School. Though these circumstances are not ideal, we have gathered here as a united learning community. Congratulations to the Middletown High School class of 2020. Only a short walk across the stage separates us from our teenage years and young adulthood. We have 1,000 goals we want to achieve. From academics to dance, from music to sports, the 1,000 dreams within our class are as diverse as our class itself. And there are 1,000 different ways that each of us can and will achieve anything and everything we aspire to. We have taken the time to delve into our passions, and from experience, we understand the importance of effort. As students, we know that if we do not study for an exam, we will not do well. If we do not take care of our car, it might break down in the middle of the road. If we do not put effort into our relationships with our family and friends, they are quite easy to lose too. The pandemic has brought society to its knees. Globally, economically, and personally, COVID-19 has stripped us of the control we thought we held over our lives. Many in our community might have lost loved ones or know those who have been adversely affected. No one could predict the ferocity with which this virus has uprooted normalcy. Harry Potter's magical world, too, faced its own grueling trials. His mentor, Albus Dumbledore, once said, "Happiness can be found even in the darkest of times if one only remembers to turn on the light." As a community, let us stand shoulder to shoulder in solidarity to support one another during this time of crisis. Today, more than ever, our first responders work tirelessly to save our lives. They are society's true heroes. So, let us salute those who have selflessly given their time to protect us. The past few months have slammed the brakes on our fast-paced lives. It has given humanity a chance to contemplate the question, what matters the most? As seniors, we missed many of the exciting activities that classes before us raved about. The thought of sporting events vanished. Concerts faded away. The usually hectic AP exam week lost its vigor. Despite these losses, our enthusiasm and aspirations remain. What inspired each of these matters most of all. Underneath each passion, underneath each monumental moment of our lives, lies an important relationship that ignites that spark. Your grandmother's chocolate chip cookies, your father's infamous dad jokes, your teacher's intellectual curiosity, your best friend's limitless love, your puppy's boundless energy, the bubbling creek in your backyard, anything which changed your outlook on life. No matter who or what brought about that pivotal change, it all stemmed from the tremendous value of the relationships in our lives. Class of 2020, we have formed relationships with each other throughout our years at MHS. From academic classes to musical pursuits, from athletic teams to clubs that provided a broader perspective, everyone here belongs to this community. As a class, we have dedicated more than 500 hours to serving our community. At the annual Powder Puff charity football game, we collected approximately 100 pounds of goods to donate to the Amazing Grace Food Pantry. The National Honor Society organized blood drives, collected toys for the Middletown Parks and Recreation, and tutored freshmen in academic subjects. I am honored to graduate with such thoughtful people. I hope that the following words have also defined this challenging period of time: physically distant, socially connected. Looking on the brighter side, this quarantine period has given us the opportunity to connect with those we have not seen in years. We have found the time to establish new relationships, to mend fractured ones, and to find happiness in things we were too busy to do otherwise. We are all going to drive away on different paths to different destinations with different obstacles along the way. However, as a class, as a community, let us never forget yesterday's relationships, which sparked that excitement in each of us. Let us cherish today's relationships, which give meaning to our accomplishments. Let us sow the seeds for even more relationships tomorrow. Let us rebuild fractured relationships as a global community, beyond boundaries of social classes and ethnicities. This so-called social distancing should in no way impact our social relationships. No matter how far we are from each other, there is always a way to stay connected. Swami Vivekananda, the saint who introduced Hinduism to Western society, once said, "Relationships are more important than life, but it is important for those relationships to have life in them." So, let us continue to nurture our relationships and watch them grow. Congratulations to the Middletown High School class of 2020.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to introduce Middletown High School's class of 2020 valedictorian, Hu Yun Wang. Hu Yun is the daughter of Xinguang Wang. During her time here at Middletown High School, Hu Yun has excelled in some of the most rigorous courses offered, including honors, advanced placement, and UConn College early college experience level courses. Hu Yun has received numerous awards for her academic dedication, including the 2019 Superintendent's Award, the 2019 Connecticut Governor's Scholar Award, the Harvard Book Award for the highest GPA during her junior year, and the AP Scholar with Distinction Award. Hu Yun has demonstrated excellent leadership as a member of many school extracurricular activities, including Future Business Leaders of America, Chemistry Olympiad, Tri-M Music Honor Society, MHS Wind Ensemble Band, MHS Math Team, New England Math League, MHS Marching Band, and the National Honor Society. In the fall, Hu Yun will attend Northeastern University to study cell and molecular biology. Please join me in congratulating Middletown High School's class of 2020's valedictorian, Hu Yun Wang.
To my dearest friends, family, teachers, honored guests in the class of 2020. A force has brought me before you here today, not live in person, but from the safety of a screen. This force pushes us into uncharted territory, augmenting our current challenge to finish high school and pursue our careers with threats to our health and economy. Unable to gather together to celebrate our growth and accomplishments, we are left feeling unsatisfied, with even more uncertainty lurking around the corner. Indeed, it feels as if a globalized disaster of this scale can only be accredited to one of the most mysterious and apathetic forces in the universe, fate. Many of you, including myself, are left feeling powerless at the hands of such a force. In his best-selling novel, The Alchemist, Paulo Coelho explores this powerful force through the eyes of a young shepherd named Santiago as he journeys to the Egyptian pyramids to find treasure. Santiago meets an old king who introduces the idea of a personal legend. When prompted by Santiago to explain the greatest lie in the world, he responds, "It's this, that at a certain point in our lives, we have lost control of what is happening to us, and our lives have become controlled by fate. Like Santiago, the conflict between fate and free will continually puzzles us. Though times like these make our free will seem inconsequential, we must remember that our actions equally shape what is to come.
Instead of focusing on the trials that COVID-19 imposed on us, we can reflect on the lessons that it has taught us to advance our futures. Never again should we take our daily conveniences or loved ones for granted now that we know the pain of separation. We have a duty to be socially responsible by taking steps to protect everyone's well-being. We are not invincible, so we must act while we still have the ability to. Every tragedy masks a blessing, an unprecedented opportunity to grow and learn. COVID-19 exposed weaknesses in our healthcare and political systems that we, knowing firsthand of the consequences, have the power to address. I place my full faith in you, the next generation of scientists, Olympians, influencers, and whatever other career you hope to pursue. You have already proved to be a medley of resistance, ambition, and ingenuity, and there is infinite room for you to grow even more. After Santiago finally finds the treasure, he realizes that the most important aspect of his journey was not the treasure itself, but the wisdom he gained along the way. He fell in love and connected with people of different cultures, finding the perseverance to complete a 500-mile trip along the way. While our journeys throughout high school and the rest of our lives may not be as grand, we must always remember that true success does not necessarily stem from the accomplishment of our end goal. Life's precious gifts consist of more than money or accolades. The people we meet, new experiences we partake in, and mistakes we make transform us daily. Fate may be a force that throws obstacles into our path, but it is not almighty. Our souls are the agents of our free wills, illuminating paths that once seemed impossible. Speaking of people instrumental to our journeys, I would like to call upon the memory of Jose Trinidad, our classmate who passed away in the 8th grade. Since I attended the same elementary school as Jose, and since our last names both begin with letters near each other in the alphabet, we were often placed together. His untimely loss reminds us all that life is truly short. Let us look to him as a pillar of goodwill. We must learn from Jose's positive attitude and allow it to guide us through the rest of our voyages, never forgetting to seize the moment while we still can. So, class of 2020, I urge you to pursue your dreams relentlessly and unleash the inner strength that I know you have. When you leave here today, trials and tribulations will inevitably continue to befall you. Sometimes, you may feel as though the universe is conspiring against you, but, like Santiago, remember the old king's words. You have just one lifetime underneath the stars to accomplish something. Do not let self-imposed limitations stagnate you. There is no greater act of glory you can do for yourself or society than fulfilling your personal legend. No nobler act of heroism than achieving your full potential. You may not know it yet, but you possess power unique to you. Move forward, and when you lack the courage and have to turn back, surround yourself with people who will push you to take the next step. Whether you believe in the idea of fate as Coelho presents it in The Alchemist or not, there is truth in his words. You will never be able to escape from your heart, so it is better to listen to what it has to say. Remember, you are the most beautiful when you are doing what you love. Thank you for your attention. Congratulations, and let fate and free will guide you to your final destination, never forgetting the life lessons learned along the way.
I remember one part of my high school graduation. It was what our principal told us beforehand. He told us that today was not about us. It was our graduation, but it was not about us. We had a role to play at that graduation, and that was to make sure it was a good show for the family members in the audience who had helped to get us where we were on that day. The reaction to this notion among seniors was equal parts shock, annoyance, and mockery. The idea, the very suggestion that the day that we were all dressed up for and all rehearsed for and had all worked so hard for was about anyone other than us was such an absurd thing to hear on the day of our graduation that we barely knew what to do with it. As we took our seats in front of the stage, students were mouthing it to each other with exaggerated eye rolls. Remember, it's not about us. As ill-timed and seemingly rude as that principal's words were, they weren't entirely wrong. A case in point is that I'm sharing with you right now that they were the only parts of my graduation that I remember. Another is that, as the oldest in my family, I remember my younger brother's graduations much more clearly than I do my own. Yet another is my certainty that 10 years later, I am absolutely certain that I will remember your high school graduation much more distinctly than I remember my own. In part, that's because it's the first graduation I was allowed to give a speech at. But it's mostly that 2020 is the first high school graduation in a long, long time that I think really is about you, the graduates, instead of everyone in the audience. Like my principal said at my graduation. Let me explain what I mean. First of all, this is the first graduation to be different from all the other graduations. It really is the first in probably a couple of generations where people were asking themselves, how do we make this meaningful for the graduates with more urgency than they were asking themselves about finding a good deal from the cap and gown suppliers? And because of that, your teachers and your school worked harder than ever before to put together a graduation program that would be unforgettable in a good way for every member of the class of 2020. But before I make it seem like this is all good news, I want to tell you the bad news. Or if not bad news, then at least the news that's hard to hear. Because after all, this graduation is different for a reason. Not because you're watching this at home and getting your diploma by driving through a parking lot instead of walking across the stage. But because you're the first high school class this century and this generation to be inheriting a world that is so dramatically different than the one that you were born into, the one that you grew up in, the one that most of you were promised for most of your life. You're graduating into a new world, not just a new world for you personally as you begin college or enter the workforce, but an actual new world altogether. In doing so, you are also being handed a task, a new obligation, just like that like high school, you didn't necessarily sign up for, that like high school is not going to be easy all the time. And like high school, it will be there for you to do whether you feel like it or not. That task is to enter this new world and to change it. I'm 10 years older than you. I'm not sure if I was told at my graduation that it was going to be my job to change the world. Like I said, I don't remember it. It seems like a reasonably safe bet that I was. 2010, the year that I graduated, was a pretty crazy year, relatively speaking. There was an economy that was recovering very slowly from a deep recession, an increasingly alarming division emerging in our politics, a massive oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico that made a sometimes invisible environmental crisis something that we couldn't turn away from, and so much more going on that made the world that we were inheriting seem like it was beginning to fray at the edges, seeming like it was starting to become unwound. I'm sorry to tell you that looking back, that all seems very quaint compared to the world which you are now being handed the keys to in the world of 2020. The world of a global pandemic and receding economic opportunity and massive political upheaval and no clear sense by anyone about anything of what is going to happen next. The wheels of history are turning in this moment. There's no question about that. The only question is where history is going to lead us and who is going to be doing the steering. That's where you come in. Changing the world is no longer a thing we get to think about as a choice. It is not something we can decide to either do or not do. The world is changing. That ship has left the port, and we are all on it together now. And every single thing we do, all of us, has an impact on how smooth that ship's journey will be. So even if you're thinking to yourself, I'm not the type of person to change the world, I'm telling you, you are already that type of person. We all are, whether we like it or not. What makes you different is that unlike your parents, unlike your teachers, unlike me, you're learning this now as new graduates, as people going through one of the biggest personal transitions that one can go through. You are being denied the comfort of believing, even for a short time, that the so-called real world that you are entering is a stable and functional one. All around us, we see the evidence that it plainly is not. And so, unlike your parents and your teachers and me, this graduation actually is about you, because you are the ones that, thanks to an accident of history that you never asked for, are in the best position to change the world for the better. When I took office as mayor, I said that there is nothing wrong about Middletown that cannot be fixed about what is right about Middletown. The past several months have been a brutal stress test for that theory, and from where I'm sitting, as I watch the amazing generosity of spirit across our community and the incredibly hard work that people are doing to get us through this pandemic, I think it's holding up. So I will say to you now, there is nothing wrong about being the class of 2020 that cannot be fixed by what is right about being the class of 2020. The injustice that you don't get to experience the same graduation that the rest of us did can be corrected, can be made just by the better world that you are now in a position to create for your kids to graduate into. When I began my campaign for mayor right around this time last year, I knew in the back of my mind that I would be giving a commencement speech in 2020 if I won. I certainly did not anticipate that I would be giving this speech. When you started your senior year, you knew in the back of your mind that you would soon be listening to commencement speeches, and you probably didn't anticipate that it would be happening in the way it's happening today. Nobody knows what's going to happen next. We didn't then, and we do not now. All we know is that the world is going to change. All we can do is be the ones to change it for the better. So congratulations, class of 2020. Today and tomorrow, and for all the days after that, as far as any of us can see, it is all about you. The world is yours now. We can't wait to see what you do with it.
Good day, Middletown, and it is truly an honor to be among you despite the current conditions. Mayor Florsheim, members of the Common Council, Chairwoman Kane, members of the Board of Education, dignitaries, residents, parents, family members, and Middletown Public School staff, I want to welcome you to our graduation, our celebration of the Middletown High School class of 2020. I want to celebrate the 347 students who redefined the word perseverance in Webster's dictionary. First, to the class of 2020, I miss you dearly and will miss seeing you at Middletown High School. You brought a smile to my face. You are a talented cohort, a collection of young individuals where many of you discovered how resilient you are, despite the healthcare crisis that we are facing today. This graduation message will not simply be a ceremony of conjecture or words that contain empty promises or even fallacies about your next steps, but lessons learned from this pandemic that I hope you take with you forever. I admire you individually and collectively for what you have stood for. Throughout your years at Middletown High School, I have seen your uniqueness, specifically your voice for change, your voice of impact, your voice on particular issues, economic issues, climate change, critical stance against racism and disparities that are evident today, equity among the LGBTQ community, and solutions for the homeless. These are all factors that take courage to make systemic change. One that makes me proud to say I'm your superintendent, but more importantly, proud that you are moving this into our broader economy. You are not afraid to meet the challenges that brings unique barriers, and as always, you will bring these critical attributes with you in the future. Individuals like you who care about topics of this magnitude will not only just improve our economy, but improve us as a society as we interact with each other. March 13th, 2020 marked a shift for everyone, including you as seniors. The last 12 weeks, you were greatly affected by the healthcare crisis we are currently facing. Every interaction with friends, teachers, administrators, and coaches were suspended. Proms, sports, and extracurricular activities were stripped from you within a blink of an eye. This was certainly unimaginable, but you, class of 2020, clearly displayed why you are a special class, why you are unique in the sincerest way. Your agility created new opportunities for all of us, even us as educators. You took on an obstacle and added this to the many accomplishments you have achieved over your 4 years. You have achieved during your 4 years at Middletown High School what nobody has ever imagined, including us as educators. The health pandemic did not inhibit you from prospering. This did not stifle your individual or collective progress. You created a new norm that should be celebrated. I remember 2 years ago, Middletown Public Schools was challenged to think differently. You are the nation's model of thinking differently. Yes, you are our models of how to emulate your actions. I'm simply proud of you. More of that, I'm proud how you did it with pride, how you did it with a smile. You did it strategically, and you did it with your own voice. For this, we, the city of Middletown, will continue to admire you as you move forward. Thank you for being the model of how change agents can make shifts for the better despite an unprecedented situation. Middletown High School class of 2020, we will have to celebrate you after this pandemic is over. There is much uncertainty as we move forward. Uncertainty with college matriculation, workforce, and military. However, I want you to continue what you started here in Middletown. The class of 2020, you started, you emulated, and you modeled how to be different, how to think different, and what different looks like. I want to leave with you 3 focuses or sentiments to ponder upon after you leave the confines of Middletown High School after today, your final lesson as MHS students. First, I want you to continue to be risk takers. Whatever path you take after today, take risk for deeper exploration and impact. Today, the last 12 weeks, you were a part of being the solution for our new norm or now norm. Continue to be problem solvers. We need a collection of intellects, such as yourself, to expand upon this necessary change. Invite it as an opportunity. Second, I want you to continue to imagine and be the change. Having a forever forward and a future-focused mindset are key elements of being a visionary leader. Visionary leadership will not only unlock the potential in whatever you do, but it will challenge the present to make this a better place for you, me, and the 4,500 students that look up to you. Third, I want you to continue to challenge the status quo and do it with love and strategic intent. Dismantling the norm, dismantling traditions is hard, it's very arduous. But you did it with grace the last 12 weeks, redefining society norms with love and pulling individuals with you in the process. Encourage new ideas, expand upon your voice, value others and their perspective, and do it with an intent to create a new pathway. Love what you do it with passion. And finally, continue to rely on family, friends, and your community. Within any journey, family and friends are paramount for your success. Your community supports you. Be proud and always take pride that you represent and you're from Middletown. So Middletown High School class of 2020, we are so proud of you. Please remember to read your book that was provided to you, Who Moved My Cheese? It will be a reference guide moving forward on how to think about change, opportunities, new ideas, challenges, and the importance to embrace this new norm or now norm with grace and love. As Martin Luther King Jr. stated, the time is always right to do what is right. So class of 2020, we are excited that your time to do what is right is now. My sincere congratulations, Middletown High School class of 2020. Continue changing the world. Thank you.
Greetings to the Honorable Mayor Florsheim, city officials, Middletown Board of Education, Superintendent Dr. Connor, Principal Colleen Weiner, and the graduating class of 2020. Congratulations, graduates. I am so proud of you. Kudos to you for working hard and staying the course. Thank you to the faculty, staff, parents, and families, as well as community members. As the chairwoman of the Board of Education, I am excited to address the graduating class as you embark on such a monumental milestone in your life. It's been a very long journey, but today you are transitioning into a different chapter. Although we are not here together in person as traditional graduations, this moment signifies the magnitude of all that you have accomplished and all that you will continue to do. This academic school year, you all have grasped the concept of learning differently, from face-to-face instruction to distance learning. You all will forever be the class that changed the narrative of education. This class is the first to ever complete the latter portion of its senior year virtually. Your class will be the first class ever to graduate through a motorcade. How cool is that? Through adversity, this class completed the test against all the stresses and uncertainties of an epidemic, all while social distancing from family, friends, and missing out on all senior activities. From a granular perspective, Many of you were born through some of the toughest eras. There was 9/11, financial uncertainties, environmental disasters, mass shootings, political monstrosities, and lastly, a national epidemic. In your own personal lives, some of you have suffered through traumas, financial hardships, family issues, and the growing pains that occurred throughout your teenage years. Whatever obstacles were placed in your way did not stop you from reaching your goal of completion today. For the graduates, this is the beginning stages of adulthood. If you haven't yet, you will begin to make major decisions on your own. You will begin to learn who you are as a person individually, the things in your life that are acceptable, and how to stand firm on your morals and values. Once you find your voice, use it. Use it to speak up for the voiceless, help the less fortunate, and stand up against the injustices of the world. You all have the power to create change in the world, and we are counting on you to be our future leaders, visionaries, and paradigm shifters. I would like to leave you a few words of encouragement. As you continue your journey in life, there will be disappointments, failures, and closed doors. Someone may not believe in you or treat you differently because of what or who you are. There's a story of a young lady in high school who struggled in a few of her classes. Her teacher advised her that she was simply not college material and she should pursue other interests. However, because she believed in herself, not only did she complete high school, she earned a bachelor's degree, 2 master's degrees, and today she stands as the chair of the Board of Education for the Middletown Public School District. How's that? So never let anyone's perception nor thoughts define who you are. On a positive note, for every closed door is an open door. There will be opportunities to create change, new jobs, promotions, and many more milestones to celebrate. Make conscious and positive decisions. Always do what is right. Listen to your inner voice. Remember, the decisions that you make from this day forth can affect your entire life, so make wise choices. Just know that greatness never comes from comfort zones. Believe in yourself, work hard, travel the world, be the best you. Remember that someone is looking up to you and that you are loved. And lastly, as you progress, remember to pay it forward. Graduates, I wish you much success in all of your future endeavors. Grab the torch, go out into the world and make us proud. You are all destined for greatness. And for all of those under the sound of my voice, I hereby certify that these members of the class of 2020 before you today have met all the requirements and qualifications set forth by the Middletown Board of Education in the state of Connecticut to receive their Middletown High School diplomas. Congratulations, graduates.
Rose Catherine Cunningham. Huiyan Wang. Shreya Anand Seshadri. Maryam Abdulkader. Amisha Agarwal. Melissa Aegis. Ariana Albert. Nicole Alejandro.
Congratulations on Middletown High School Class of 2020. I would like to thank my family, my parents, my teachers, and my friends. Best of luck for the future.
Eric Alisea. Maya Kayla Alicki, Patrick James Alter, Naila Sarai Amin, Rose Best Andrades, Spencer Christian Azal.
I would like to thank my teachers, my friends, and my family for these amazing 4 years.
Erica Christine Algeri, Taylin Simone Austin Rainey, Victoria Destiny Ayala, Tatiana Baldwin, Jacob Matthew Balemian, Haley Lynn Ballou, Michelle Marie Barber, Alyssa Maria Baroni, Madison Elizabeth Baroni, Ramoya Renee Barrett, Cheyenne Brianna Bartell, Jamaria Marie Becker, Aisa Ben Salem, Lacey McKenna Berthiaume, John Robert Betty, Logan Michael Burnett, Katrina Ann Blazinski, Stephen Robert Bogley,
Hey, class of 2020. Congratulations on making it to graduation. I'm so proud of all you guys. I miss all you guys, and we're going to do big stuff in life. Go, class of 2020.
Ivan Luis Boyer, Jenna Marie Elizabeth Buenowski, Trey Bradshaw, Brianna Bridgers, Sydney Elizabeth Brown, Monica Alize Burrell, Eric Howard Bird, Rachel Cheyenne Monet Cabasa, Elijah Michael Cedillo, Rochelle Winters Senak, Diamond Cherry, Joseph Martin Chapetta, Colin Michael Klabowski,
We made it, class of 2020. Thank you for all the great memories.
Jacob Andrew Klabowski,
Despite everything that's been going on, we still did it. Congratulations, class of 2020.
Ashley Ann Schwang,
I just wanted to thank my family, friends, and teachers for all the support, and that I finally graduated, and I'll miss you guys so much.
Daphne Amber Ciarcia, Camila Rose Chebielski, Adam Scott Clark, Amara Sonari Clark, Laura Elizabeth Clark, Tara Marie Collins, Angel Santana Concepcion, Jason Christopher Connolly, Declan Sage Connolly, Amari Edgardo Contreras, Amaya Janae Corbett, Sabrina Marie Corsino, Maya Lynn Corvo, Jade Marie Crockett, Jasmine Gail Crockett, Matthew Crum, Melissa Crum, Stephen Curtis, Christopher Nicholas Danas, Jason William David, Evan Christopher Davis,
Came in as confused freshmen, then became entitled sophomores, then really stressed out juniors, and then quarantined seniors. Class of 2020, congratulations.
Carly Joan DeFrance, Samantha Angela DeFrance, Danea Irina Del Prado,
Next year I'll be attending Anna Maria College, majoring in nursing and still continuing my soccer career as number 22.
Leila Brianne Dennis, Grace Noel Dorita, Serena Nella DeSena, Mariah Ann Diaz, Elena Lucia DeMauro, Victoria May Domkowski, Arlinda Droz Suleimani, Madison Claudette Doobie, Madison Lee Dudley, Victoria A. Dudley, Naya Catherine Earl, Tatiana Simone Early, Madison Elizabeth Ailey, Wayne Taiwan Ellis, Hassan Almali, Malik Marquez Evans, Nevaeh Inijah Farmer, Lauren Catherine Farrell, Olivia Grace Farrington, Zev Bennett Feitelson, Julian Tyvon Fields Gomez, Tabitha Alize Figueroa, Jalen Rayshawn Fitzpatrick, Monica Laura Flores, Michael Dolan Flynn, Ethan Joseph Foligno, Jada Lynn Fong, Wesley Thomas Forrester, Richardo Shamar Fortune, Brady Thomas Foster, Kenneth Lamont Fountain Jr., Logan Victoria Frame, Joshua Raymond Francis, Sierra Lindsay Freer, Isabella Miney Galley, Alyssa Lynn Gamble,
Congratulations, class of 2020. I can't wait to see all of the amazing things we all accomplish in the future.
Nico Gaudet, Kabir Gautam, Rachel Elizabeth Golak, Christian Jean Max Glamaud, Jaden Tyler Gonzalez, Jarrell Anthony William Gonzalez, Santiago Gonzalez Diaz, Makai J. Grady, Brianna Lynn Gravel, India Nicole Green, Michaela Ray Hall, Jameer Jaquise Hamilton, Mackenzie Ann Harbison, Daniel Joseph Harris, Jalika Harris, Sabrina D. Harris, Maxwell Charles Harvey, Dylan James Heidecker, Kyle Allen Hydorn, Alyssa Marie Held, Josue Hernandez, Priyanka Hewawasam, Journey Beyonce Hill, Jada Amber Hooper, Deshawn Unique Horton, Nikayla Brianna Huff, Kaylee Alexis Hamel, Kai Anthony Jackson, Imani Jordan Jenkins, Precious Eddie Jimenez.
I would like to thank my teachers, friends, and family members that supported me throughout the past 4 years. I would also like to give a shout out to the entire class of 2020 and wish you all the best of luck.
Amber Lynn Johnson, Brianna Elise Johnson, Hannah Elizabeth Johnson, Chanel Danita Jones, Soraya Monet Jordan, Alexander P. Kalber.
I'd like to thank my parents, teachers, friends, and everyone else who helped me along the way. Go Dragons!
Nathaniel Isidore Karger, Dana Chanel Kelly, Samantha Marie Kinney, Varissa Elizabeth Cole, Jaden Alexander Koski, Cara Louise Carrault Pratt, Rebecca Lynn Kucher, Denny LeBoy, Zachary Bo Landry, Isabel Catherine Lestrina, Seth Caleb Latronica, Elise Janiyah Lawrence, Amara Patrice Leeser, Amari Jamal Lemon, Jack Anthony Lentini, Sean Michael Leonard, Shehaim Zamar Maishan Lespier, Leah Taylor Liapis, Vanessa Joanne Lindkist, Tiara Lynn Little, Cole Brian Lombardo, Matthew Joseph Lombardo, Luis Antonio Lozano Jr., Marcus Anthony Lugo Miller, Takia Lee Mabry, Isabella Rosa Madrid, Isabella Teresa Mafucci, Allison Elizabeth Marr, Jacob Mandigo, Sophia Elizabeth Manos, Brittany Mara, Kaylin Reed Martin, Kavan Latrell Mayo, Kurt Howard McAuliffe,
I wanted to thank all my friends and family for getting me to where I am today. Go Class of 2020.
Kyle William McAuliffe, Ayana Marie McCalla, Dimon Malik McCall, Amari Jade McDaniel, Azariah Marie Alyssa McKenzie, Emily Rose Meeker, Diara Liz Melendez, Antonio Santino Mignosa, Kaylee Anna Millardo, Richard Augustus Miller, Perla Yamilet Mojica Medina, Ariana Jane Monarca.
Thank you to my family, friends, and teachers for all the support you have given me over the last 4 years. Good luck, Class of 2020.
Tiana Marie Morello, Dylan Eugene Morris, Tegan Elise Morosky,
Congratulations, everybody.
Rachel Marie Muscatello, Cade Katusha Napolitano, Anthony Arthur Natali, Sophie Grace Naylor, Sebastian Nazario Colon.
I want to thank all my teachers, friends, and family for getting me through these past 12 years. Congrats to everybody.
Audrey Nelson Mbia, Matthew Thomas Nenninger,
Hey MHS, I just wanted to thank all my teachers and my family and my friends who made my high school experience so memorable. Go 2020!
Nicole Marie Nenninger,
Huge thank you to my friends, family, coaches, and teachers that made my high school experience so memorable, and congrats to the class of 2020.
Shantae Amoy Newman, Caitlin Marie Newman, Jonathan James Ankanoki, Nicholas Gregory Noble, Julia Kristen Noriega, Tiana Marie Ocasio, Cole Elias Ochoa, Sean Curtis Oden, Dayton Alexander Omitsioli, Antoine Tafari Osborne, Derek Oseguera Ramirez, Megan Mary Olette, Jacob Edward Palmer, Isha Pandit, Mateo Philip Parent, Deja Nicole Parham Wiggins, Jalicia Marie Parker, Jack Austin Passamano, Shantea Tajnay Patterson, Anthony Joseph Pollack, Caroline Marie Pollack, Sydney Grace Pelto, Mimarly Marieli Peña, Christopher James Perali, Annabella Angelina Perez, Delia Josefina Perez, Kayliana Perez, Amanda Page Parada, Samantha Ann Parada, Devin Ewan Perry, Sophia Patricia Flommer,
Hi, I'm Sophia, and next year I'll be attending Penn State University. I plan on majoring in human development or psychology.
Emil Carlton Phillip, Kayla Ann Pickering, Nishan Balvin Pitters, Grayson Richard Pizzonia, Dante Bizel Pope, Ashley Nicole Puma, Marlena Elizabeth Poos. Mark William Quinn. Jenna Rabah. Giorgio Radkermani. Lucas Joseph Radzewitz. Michaela Rose Rafala. Hashibur Rahman. Madeline Idalis Ramos. Connor Mitchell Rancourt. Hasham Haq Rauf. Natalie Angelina Rue. Annalise Lillian Rivera. Keyshawn Jamal Robinson. Alexa Rodriguez. Savannah Nicole Rodriguez. Eric Gunter Rosler. Garrett Paul Rook. Shane Michael Rosario. Emily Ann Rose. Desire Amore Elizabeth Rose Daniels. Renaja Levi Rolhack. Robert Russo. Jessica Aaron Rustick. Sarah Elizabeth Rydell. Tyrell S. Salidas.
I just want to thank all the teachers and the guidance counselors for getting me to this point, my friends and my family. I love you all, and I hope that everyone does great things with their lives.
Valentina Saliu. Zodiel Oved Sanchez. Ellen Marie Sanchez Vasquez. Cody Michael Sanford. Daniela Anita Santiago.
Hi everyone, I'm Daniela Santiago, and before I graduate, I just want to thank everyone at MHS for all of the memories that I'll cherish for a lifetime. And I want to remind everyone to stay strong and have faith.
Ariel David Santos. Brena Victoria Santos de Silva. Rich Carlos Sanz. Aditya Ashay Sathe. Teresa Marie Savitt. Tyron Latrell Scarborough. Tamarik Alfonso Maurice Scott. Asante Ruben Self. Catherine Sena. Nicole Serini. Carly Brennan Severn. Khalil Kalfani Shabazz. Alexander L. Shambly Jr. Philip G. Sheehan. Dylan Connor Shepard. John Paul Shuttleworth. Shahir Siddiqui. Sarah Lance Simmons, Cheyenne Alicia Smith, Jacob R. Smith, Raekwon Rashik Antoine Smith, Samantha Nicole Snipes.
I'm very excited to attend the University of Rhode Island next year, studying kinesiology on the pre-med track. Congrats, everyone.
Zara Songer, Natalie Rose Sosnovich,
I want to thank my family, teachers, and coaches for getting me to where I am today. Thank you, class of 2020, for all the memories. Woo!
Isabella Angelina Spada, Sabrina Kayla Spada, Cole Andrew Strykars, Isaac Yamiel Suarez, Amir Atajizi Sumani, Anija Larae Taylor, Gia Kiyomari Taylor, Adnan Tepebas, Anna Rose Teschendorf, Zal Yagiz Tomac, Danielle Lynn Tooker, Berat Burak Topal, Justin Luis Torres.
Hi, class of 2020. I just want to thank my family, friends, and teachers. You guys all helped me in achieving this, and I wish you all the best of luck.
Jacob Jeffrey Toth, Megan L. Trafford, Jose Trinidad, Nicholas Joseph Turner, Riley Grace Turner.
Hi, my name is Riley Turner. I'll be attending Franklin Pierce University. I'll be majoring in criminal justice, and I'll be on the Division II track and field team.
Cheyenne Elizabeth Turner, Jefferson Vargas Gomez, Michael James Vasquez, Kelvin Velasco, Jessica Ann Vigiano, Andrew Nicholas Vingris, Austin Tyler Vizentainer, Justin Orlando Lloyd Walker, Karen Janelle Washington, Zaire Charvez Watson, Emily Elizabeth Weiss, Kyla Megan Weiss, India Weston, Imani D. White, Seth Minta Wiafe, Geraldine Corinna Wiggins, Kailahin Tayshawn Wiggins, Armani Nicole Wilcher, Dalton Austin Williams, Zirin Sean Thomas Williams, Eric Adrian Wissey, Marnasia Talea Wynn. Azra Noor Yavuz. Kiani Shanice Young. Brianna Nicole Zamiti. Thomas Zimney.
At this time, graduates, please move your tassel from right to left to signify the conclusion of the 2020 commencement ceremony.
Congratulations, class of 2020.